Hi everybody, it's New Jersey Garden. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here. We're in zone 6A and I couldn't help myself yesterday. I went to the garden center and bought a few vegetables to plant. Now I have a little square garden bed that I showed in a prior video that I'm going to be planting some vegetables in directly, and I have to put up some fencing today, and I'll show you the deer fencing that I set up for that. And then I also have a little planter that was a gift for me this year. It's on my deck here. This is a planter that my husband got for me at BJ's, and it's not too big, but it should hold a few more vegetables. Right now I just have some cucumber in here along with some bok choy, and I may rearrange these as they get bigger, but I may plant a couple tomatoes in here and maybe some Swiss chard. So this, just to show you guys what brand it is, this is called Keter Easy Growing, and I'll show you the dimensions right here. It looks like the dimensions are right there on the box. Now it's not too large, but it's perfect for our deck. We don't have a really huge deck, so it's just like a little planter. And I have some pots that I'll be growing a few herbs in as well. So when I get more of the veggies planted in here, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm not really sure what these bars are for. They just kind of hook on, maybe just to keep the container from buckling. I'm not really sure what that's for, but this is what it looks like. And it's made out of some type of plastic. It's not like a nice wood, so I don't know how long it will last. But it was, I believe, I can get the price for you and let you guys know in another video, but it wasn't too expensive. So let me go through the vegetables that I bought yesterday at the garden center, and I'll show you what I'm going to be planting. So I bought 3 different types of tomatoes. I've grown vegetables before I was a private gardener in Morristown a couple years ago, and the woman that I worked for had her own very nice cedar raised garden bed. So I did grow some vegetables in that garden bed, and I did pretty well that year. And so I'm still a newbie with vegetables though, so I'm going to try my best, and I'll share with you any of the issues I have with the vegetables. But I'm going to try to grow these tomatoes. I did well in the past with tomatoes. Tomatoes, if it gets cold, which sometimes we have cooler nights here, we can have some problems with tomato blight, especially if it gets humid, so we'll have to watch for that. But I got the Ramapo tomatoes, which sounds like a New Jersey based tomato. I think it's an heirloom, I'm not positive. And then this Burpee Big Boy, and I believe I got Big Girl. The difference between these, let's see, the Big Girl produces large crack-resistant red fruit with tasty solid flesh, matures in 78 days. The Big Boy also matures in 78 days. It just says vigorous, indeterminate plant with heavy foliage. Now, there's a difference between the determinate and indeterminate tomatoes. Determinate tomatoes just produce all the tomatoes at once and then you're done. And the indeterminate just keeps growing up and up and up and produces tomatoes as the season goes on. So it looks like the Big Boy is definitely an indeterminate. I think Big Girl is as well. And the Ramapo, we'll have to find out. Let's see what it says here. Large bright red fruit loaded with old-fashioned sweet tomato taste, matures in 85 days. So I'll have to look that one up to see if that's determinate or indeterminate. So those are the 3 tomatoes. And I didn't buy a whole lot because, like I said, I'm still a newbie with vegetables, and my garden bed isn't too huge, so I didn't want to go overboard. But I also got a couple different types of winter squash. I got acorn squash, which I love the taste of, and I also got spaghetti squash. Now I believe the spaghetti squash can get really big, so I'm going to be planting that at the edge of the garden bed. because I know that can get really big. And then I got some lettuce. Let's see what type of lettuce I got. Just says head lettuce. And this lettuce won't last, all summer. It will just go probably until July. And then I'll have to just, replant the area with some other vegetable. I was thinking of planting the lettuce in a planter on the deck. And then I got, I love Swiss chard, so I got Bright Light Swiss chard. I also have Swiss chard seeds that I'm going to be planting today, and I can show you when I plant those. I got seeds and I meant to plant them a couple weeks ago, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So I'll be planting my own Swiss chard seeds, and we'll compare it to how they do compared to the ones I've purchased. So these are Bright Lights, and I got a couple sets of those. Swiss chard was one of the first vegetables I ever grew, and Swiss chard is really easy to grow. It grows all summer long, and it's really easy to pick, and it doesn't seem susceptible to a lot of pests, at least in my experience. And then I got 3 strawberries. These are Fort Laramie strawberries, and we're gonna see how I do with these. I actually had a little trouble growing strawberries for that private gardener that I mentioned. She had a special strawberry pot, and I planted them in the pot, and it just didn't produce a lot of strawberries. So I'm gonna do some research and see what I can do differently when I plant these. So I'm excited to get these in the ground and in the planters, and I'll show you guys when I plant them. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate all your comments and for subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day.